Hey guys, this is Randy with Beauties and Beast Rescue. I wanted to tell a little story about a dog that we had rescued a couple years back named Abbott. We received a message from a lady that had a dog named AB was his actual original name. So we had a volunteer at the time who has since passed away named Melissa Sheelight. She jumped in her car, she raced over, she picks up the owner, picks up AB. Skin is horrible, we start medications, and what it came down to is he had such severe allergies that he had itched himself bald and created massive infections all over his body. And we had another volunteer that stepped up, and she met Abbott, and he melted her heart. I mean, he met her tortoises, he met her kids, he met her husband. It was great, they all got along amazingly. And I think that that was probably Suzanne's first foster. And I think that he stole her heart and hooked her into the Beauties Rescue for life. When we got him, he was a dog that 90% of people won't touch. You see this big blocky pitty with the cropped ears, and most people want to run the other way. Well, Abbott just had this thing about him that drew you in. He was so soft and so gentle, and the way he looked at you, you wanted to pet him.
So Abbott wasn't originally what I was looking for when we decided to start fostering. I had applied for a three-legged dog named Peggy Sue, and it turned out that my house just wasn't a good fit for her because we had a lot of stairs, and so I was kind of disappointed, and we thought about like, oh well, should we do it or just call it good? But we decided to go anyway. We're gonna meet some dogs. And then we met Abbott, and I'd not really been around any pit bulls at all, and I was a little bit intimidated, like, okay, he's got these cropped ears, is this dog gonna be nice with my kids? And after interacting with him for about 2 minutes, he was laying on his back and like trying to get belly rubs, and I couldn't not take him home. So we went home, and he was one of my easiest fosters I've had. I think I've had 12 since then, and everything about it was easy. He came in and sniffed around our house a little bit and was like, I could sleep here. Laid down on the wood floor, and that was that. I am so thankful for Abbott in so many ways. I think because he was such a good dog, he changed my perception of what a pit bull is and what that means. Because that was such a good experience, it made me feel like what I had done was something good for the world. My piece of the world was a little bit better because Abbott had gone from a dog that was going to be euthanized to living this beautiful life where he was loved and cherished and taken care of.
I went to my friend Suzanne's house. We were gonna make pie. And when I got over there, she was like, this is my foster dog, Abbott, and it is the first pit bull I have ever met. I started taking pictures of him. And then I don't really remember actually partaking in the baking of the pies because I spent the rest of the time on the floor with the dog. When I found out that he was getting adopted, I was so happy for him. I was so happy because I knew that he was gonna be, you know, in such a great place, but at the same time I was like, it was very bittersweet. I remember going over to see him one more time and like taking a picture, and he's licking the side of my face. And this is part of the reason why I started volunteering, honestly, is because it started with taking pictures of him, and then him getting adopted, and then taking pictures of another one, and then that one getting adopted, and it was like, if I can do this to help like get these dogs homes, that's, you know, that's just a tiny little thing, but if it helps and it makes it better for them and they end up being safe and loved, and that's really all that matters. So
I found out about Abbott when I went to our gym's chili cook-off. We had a benefit with Beauties and Beast, and I wasn't even looking for another dog. I wasn't really in the market, and I just saw Abbott and I fell in love with him, and he had a great personality too. So the first night that Abbott was at my house, we just jumped all into bed, me, Abbott, my other dog Haas, and Haas usually likes to sleep on my legs and I sleep on my stomach, and Abbott just made himself at home, crawled right up here and put his head over my shoulder, and I don't know, the rest was history. He really just loved, like, when I would come home from work, I would come home, he would not let me do anything. until I sat down on the floor. I couldn't even get out of my uniform for work. I would have to just sit down on the floor, like with my legs out in front of me, and just let him roll and grunt. And he also really liked to do this thing, which I found really endearing. He liked to roll over on his back and then kind of just chomp around. He just really liked socializing too, like to see my sister's dogs or going to the dog park or going over to see my dad. Like, the dog was just pure love. Like, he just loved to love. He has his own hashtag. It's Abby Loves, which I always called him Abby. My mom would always get upset. She'd be like, you can't call him Abby. He's gonna think he's a girl. I actually got Abby tattooed on me. I found out that Abbott was sick, but I had taken a vacation to go see my best friend in Chicago, and my other friend was watching him, and she told me, you know, Abbott doesn't want to eat. He doesn't want to eat, and that's really weird. Abbott loves to eat. So I came back, and he still didn't want to eat when I got back, and so I knew something was wrong. And so I took him to the emergency vet, and they were like, well, we don't really know what's wrong with him. He just rapidly declined from there. I'm really thankful that I did get the time with him and that I knew that he was sick. And I live on the second floor, and I carried him up and down the stairs every day. But it was sad, and it was hard, but I also am really thankful that we got those last bonding moments together. Looking at me like I knew he wanted to do it, but he couldn't. It was really hard.
When you think about it, you think of one dog. You don't realize the impact that one dog has on so many people. You don't realize it until you dig down and you see, you know, how they've affected, you know, Suzanne with all of the, you know, fosters that she's had since, that she likely wouldn't have had it not been for him, had he not been who he was, you know. And for his mom to be, you know, to have these memories of him and to have all of this of him and, you know, a tattoo of him because he meant so much, because he was so amazing.
I wish we could have got him sooner, because he was an amazing advocate, not only for our rescue, but for his breed, for what a pit bull really is. And we'll always love Abbott, and I'm glad that he's up there with his rescuer. I'm glad he's up there with Sheila now, and he's not alone, so.
He was really great. Like, he really was. I think I've already said it, but he was pure love. Like, I've never met a dog like that.